climb up here and I'll show you the system I've got. So up here we've got 4 solar panels. So there we go, there's 2 on that side, 2 on that side. So they are each about 220 watt panels, so together it's about 80 watts in total. And then I've got another one which I can move around, but up this way, you know, it's always, this is the weather you get, so it's sunny most days, so I don't have to rely on additional solar panels. So that's 880 watts feeding into the system I'll show you in a minute. And look, that system is has been really good for us. So in the other vans I used to have I think a dual 120 amp deep cycle batteries, and look, they are good to a certain point, and but bloody heavy. So we decided with this van to put something a bit more substantial in there, just because we knew that we were going to go off-grid, and we wanted the better fridge, so to speak, and it draws a lot of power in comparison, and I can't put it, it's not a 3-way, so I can't put it on the gas, so we needed to make sure that we can sustain it. So, I've just shown you the solar system and what we've got on the roof, but this is where everything really happens. So here we've got our monitoring system. And you can also run this whole system off Bluetooth via your phone, so if that device doesn't function properly. So if there's any issues, or potentially just sitting outside and having the tools to kind of just put the lights off, and as you leave you can just kind of do that. Look, the Bluetooth system is not without its faults. Like the range is not great, so you kind of have to be in the van or just outside the van. So I'm not sure if my system is not functioning 100%, but the system I've got here. So I've got the 3 lithium batteries here, each of them 100 amps. Look, it's always nice to have more, but this is what I've settled for now, and it's done its job. So I've got enough solar to replenish these batteries. A lot of people put, they definitely don't put enough solar in, but then they think the battery bank's gonna, so they put a lot of effort and money into putting in more battery power. But it's, if you are off-grid, if the bigger the battery bank, the harder it is to kind of replenish the energy. So if you don't have the solar to do it, so what I've done is I've put ample solar. I'm not sure what the ratios are and what they should be and what the theory is behind it, but practically this works really well for us. I've even run the aircon many times for a couple of hours, you know, off the system. I've got, you know, we run aircon, and the aircon runs about, I think, 1,800 watts. We've got the coffee machine, I think that's also 1,800 watts, with the microwave, I think 800 watts or so. So everything that you would need on 240 volts works quite well on the system. And this is all because of the we got this iTech 3000 watt inverter. So look, it could have probably worked with a 2000 watt inverter as well, but I found that the 3000 gives me enough leeway, you know, to run multiple multiple devices simultaneously. So 3 100 amp hour lithium, so you've got about 300 amps there. And the great thing about these lithiums, they are so much lighter than my AGM batteries, so much lighter, and obviously the discharge percentage is so much better. AGMs, you can only, correct me if I'm wrong, 50%. 50%. That's basically how far you can deplete it, I suppose, before doing damage to it. So as far as I'm aware, with lithium, you could run them all the way flat, or 90%. You can use 90% now. The way we use it, we rarely do that. We basically run it, when I run the aircon, all these things, the lowest it's ever been is probably about 30% left. So I used about 70% of the combined 300. So and that's worked really well. And even when I ran the aircon off-grid when it was extremely warm, that 70% depletion was up again. I mean, if it was sundown, that 100 helped me to power the fridge overnight. That was sufficient. And then by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock the next morning, you know, with no cloud cover, I've got it fully charged again. Obviously it needs a bit more trickle charge to get all the way up, but that daily kind of replenishment would normally be back at 9 a.m, 10, maybe 11 at the latest, depending on how I've kind of positioned the van. But look, this system has been amazing. If I could do it over again, I would definitely add a couple more batteries, you know, at least 600, and then that would allow me to, I mean, I've got the solar, so as long as you got the correct amount of solar panels to replenish the batteries, you can you know, maximize your battery storage. But the 300 system at the moment has worked pretty well, no issues, so I can't complain. Yeah, I think that's everything there. So obviously that's the BM Pro system there, the brains behind all of this. Alright, so this is the the app that I've spoken about and how this system operates. So there we go, currently battery showing, look at the time there, you've got, it's almost 11 o'clock. Battery's back at, oh, that's definitely about 90%. So by 12 o'clock that should be fully charged again. There's all the functions, the light functions here, so if you want to put the lights off and on there, all those things, you can manage them right there. The water pump and so forth, and then down here just shows you status down here. So 2 full tanks, and then the third one is a grey water. So there we go, so that's still going well. 2 full tanks of water, which is always good. And then you can see that at the moment, what I've got there at the moment is system's using about 8.3 amps per hour, which is the only thing it's running at the moment is the fridge, and that's running at full power. It's 34 degrees outside, and so there we've got it showing that it's the solar input at the moment. So we've got there we go, so 20 amps, that's deducted from the total amount. So we've got about 20 amps per hour going into the battery system at the moment, so that's great. So that will be, and based on this, I think that's 10%, so about 30 amps that we're still short. So basically at that rate, well, what's it, you know, an hour and a half and we're fully charged again from now. So that would be about 12 o'clock will be fully charged, which is great. So I thought I'll just quickly run the aircon system and show you how it works. So you've got the aircon, I'll run it off the inverter it's on. So I put that on, so you've got the aircon on 22 degrees. So there we go, the loads, we had 8 amps just before I put it on. So there's the load of the aircon currently. So this is the GREE soft start system, and let's have a look at the usage there. Some lights, there we go, 60 amps. So that's at its starting point, probably will push to about 70 amps. So we've got aircon running. Let me put it on a bit more. Let's put that, drop it down to 20 degrees. Let's get that fan pushing a bit harder. There we go, 20 degrees. Fan, oh, ice cold. Can you feel it? It's amazing. So there we go, full blast. Look at what we've got here. So there we go. We've got about 70. So that's using about 69.9, about 70 amps. It's nice and cool in here already. So there we go. So it's on 20 degrees. Reasonable strength the fan, and there we go, there you have it. So that's on at its max, so we're probably getting 30 in, and then obviously it's using about 75 amps per hour, and then we've got 46 amps per hour being pulled from this battery bank that we've got here. So look, and I've tested it, it's really good. This can run with the 3000 watt inverter. I can run the either the microwave and the coffee machine, and it hasn't kind of kicked me out yet. So but I can always do a bit of a trial and error and see how many things I can run. That could be the next video. I can try and put as many appliances on and see when it actually starts to cut me off. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a bit of a, hopefully this can help others decide what type of system they would want. Yeah, so this lithium system, you don't always need bigger, it's not always better. You just need to make sure how it runs and how efficiently it runs, because there's no need for you to have 600 amps of lithium and you only have 200 watts on the roof, so it's just not going to replenish it quick enough. So if you have a good setup, you know, you can't go wrong with this stuff. So it's pretty good. And yeah, so it's making camping a breeze at this stage, and I'm actually enjoying it. That's why I'm standing here. It's really 20 degrees. I'm loving the cold because it's about 35 degrees outside, so I am loving the aircon at the moment, which is great. But this is not what we came for. So we're at Barn Hill Station, so awesome beach in the background. So I'm gonna stop recording now, and I am going to run to the beach and join the rest of the family. So have a good day and keep safe. See you later.